What is up, everyone? Welcome to the John Squared Gaming Show, episode five.
Five.
I am one of your hosts, John T, and the king next to me is John R. John, how you doing tonight,
Doing all right. A little sore, but
dude? It
still vibing.
it it's such a good feeling, though. I mean, like it obviously sucks, but like
It,
the
I'd rather be sore than fat. No disrespect to fat people.
I mean, I'm honestly saying I'm both. So, what can you do? John, we'll jump right in. What games have you been playing over the last week?
Ooh, I am back on a Game Pass kick, so I've been playing UFC 4 and Red Dead Online quite a bit.
Nice. I didn't know Red Dead was on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass, and then it's going on whatever for PlayStation.
Is it
PlayStation.
is it the full Red Dead Redemption 2 or is it just the online?
Think it's Red Dead Online. I don't know if it's the
Okay.
full game or not. Um, but still, it's 100 gigs. So, and it's
Yeah.
still it's the full world. You can do. You're just not Arthur. You get to make your character instead.
Hmm. I've kind of been feeling like I want to um play Red Dead again, but I also know what kind of a commitment that is. It took me such
Yeah,
a long time. Like I think I put like 130 something hours into that game when it first came out. So that game is like a long term relationship commitment.
that game was so long that not even I could finish it. I never finished the story.
uh, last night I started Final Fantasy VII Remake again. Um, with the 60 frames per second, I think it's 4K 60 frames per second mode. I don't know if it's like native 4K or anything like that. Not that I care, I guess. But also, obviously, we've been playing Psychonauts, our book club game. But we'll wait to get into that a little bit later. But I'm just trying to get ready for the Yuffie DLC. I feel like there was so much happening over that like 2-3 weeks that it came out that I was really excited for it because Final Fantasy VII was probably my second favorite game that came out in 2020, right behind Last of Us. So I
Really?
yes, yeah, it's probably top five for me in terms of the entire generation. I absolutely love that game.
That's fair enough.
But I don't know if I'll do a full playthrough again. I probably will. I'll probably get sucked back into it. But I just wanted to get back in the flow of things and then do the Yuffie DLC, which I'm really excited about. Um, so let's jump into the news for the week. We just got a couple small stories, nothing major. We'll talk about the state of play briefly. Did anything jump out to you other than, I mean, we'll talk about Deathloop and the Ghost of Tsushima, or sorry, Death Stranding. There we go.
Yeah.
Director's cut. Other than that, did any of the indies kind of stick out to you?
Not. There's one. I can't remember the name of it. It looks like that dodgeball game. Which I
Arcade
also can't.
again?
Yes, that
Same. Yeah.
that looked kind of fun. Deathloop was definitely the highlight for me, which I think was their point anyways, is to showcase that.
Yeah.
That looks, is it called a rogue light? Rogue like? I don't.
It's
It looks kind of like that, but more entertaining.
so it's so weird because that's what it sounds like. If you explain the game, then that's what it sounds like. It's every time you die, you restart the loop. But they're like, it's not a roguelike. That's not what this is, but it's like it sounds like it is.
That's watching the 7 minutes. That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah. Um I don't either way, that game looks awesome. I agree the Arcadegeddon game looks really sick. I did watch a couple like streamers playing. It's just an early access, so it looks like it's got a couple things that it needs to improve on, but I think it looks really
Yeah.
cool. It's definitely something I want to try out. Also Sifu. It got delayed. There was an announcement that it got delayed, but they showed a little bit more gameplay. That game looks fucking awesome.
Is that the cat game?
No, it's
Okay.
it's like a kung fu like fighting game.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Nothing else really stuck out too much to me. There was a funny story. I almost like talked about it, but I really don't know too much about it. But there's the game called Lost Judgment, and I think Judgment is like the series. I could be completely off, but this is, I think it's like a spin-off of the Yakuza games. But the
Yeah, so I saw that, and that's what I thought it was, is a new Yakuza game. I didn't realize that it wasn't.
So I'll just talk about this briefly because I think it's kind of funny. The main character is like actually it's the video game portrays his likeness. So like the voice actor, it looks like him. It's made so his agency hold on one second. His agency was talking to Sega because Sega wanted to put these games on PC, and they do not want them on PC because they don't want people to mod the game and like do weird sexual stuff with it. So he's like Sega's like, if we're not putting this on PC, then we're not doing this at all. Like we'll just cancel the entire series. So it's so fucking crazy to think. It's like something I never would even think about. Someone not wanting a game to be on PC because of that. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of funny.
Fair play to him. I wouldn't either, quite honestly. Last thing I want is to someone to mod it and make my PP really small.
I mean, I feel like if people were going to do it, they're going to do it no matter what, you know, like,
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess you avoid the, like, you're not, like playing as it somehow in a weird mod, but I mean, people are going to make weird porn no matter what. So you're kind of, yeah.
Porn exists of just about anything. And there's probably porn of us already. You didn't think about that, did you?
I condemn that, but if you want to send that in the Twitter DMs, yeah, it's like that meme. He's like crying, has like the mask of him crying, but he's actually like grinning underneath. Like that's, make porn of me, make me have a big PP. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind to see that. Death Stranding director's cut also was. I mean, it wasn't announced. It was announced at Summer Games Fest. Yes, right. God, I can't even like keep track. Summer Games Fest. It was announced. How interested in this? Did you play the original? No.
I don't plan on playing this either.
Okay, that's fair.
So like the thing that got me was when people started calling it a walking simulator, and then like I saw gameplay of it and was like, okay, that's accurate.
For me, it really was. It's just such a weird game. You have to like going into it. You have to know this is a weird fucking game, and I'm not gonna know what to expect. I did enjoy it, but I did have to take a break. Like normally when a game comes out, I play it, and that's the only thing that I play. If it's like a big game that I'm looking forward to, that's the only game that I play until I beat it. And this was a game that I played like 25-ish hours and then had to like, okay, I'm going to take a break from this. And I didn't know if I would even finish it. But then I, like a couple, maybe like 2 months later, felt called back to it. Went back, the game just completely flipped. It turned into a game that it like, there were still the elements from the first half of the game, but it got way more action involved.
That's what, like, even the video they showed for like the director's cut or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I like that has some sort of spoilers in it, and I still have no idea what's going on. It was just a man who eventually was on a motorcycle and there was a baby in a jar. I don't understand.
And you could take the controller and it would be like the baby was in the controller. Like if you rock it like this, that's where it would go.
I don't like that.
I'm gonna probably end up checking it out. Just because it's only a $10 upgrade. If you have the PS4 version, I'll at least pay the $10 and check it out. No chance I finish it again. I play all the way through it. Like, absolutely no chance. But yeah, I'm willing to check it out. So, um, what do you think about the director's cut? Like, do you think this is going to be like the new branding from Sony? Because now we've had Ghost of Tsushima and Death Stranding now. Are we getting a Last of Us director's cut, something like that? Like,
I hope not.
really?
Well, I don't know. Like, if that's the way it is, fine, whatever. But like, I also like, I wish they wouldn't just, because it feels like they're just gonna keep releasing the same games. You know what I mean? And then just, oh, here's this extra 5 hours, so it's a director's cut, and then definitive edition, and then definitive director's cut. And it's like, we don't need that. Just name
So,
them.
I will take this over what they did in like previous generations. Like when you look at The Last of Us on PlayStation 3, when that came out in 2013, and the PS4 came out, they charged another $60 for that whole thing.
Oh
So
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Zoe's looking at you like, who are you talking to?
That's. I was trying to make her lay down, and she just wouldn't.
I don't mind. She's a part of this.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first guest of the podcast, my dog.
Zoe, it's over here, honey. Okay. We're gonna let her do her own thing. But yeah, I'm down for the director's cuts. I think the branding in Hideo Kojima came out right after announcing that this is a director's cut, said, I don't really like the name director's cuts. This is not what a director's cut is. A director's cut is like things that were cut out of the original game because the director didn't have any say, and this is not what this is.
Yeah, and that's I don't like a lot of what he does, but I agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's just a branding thing. Obviously, it's like almost like a greatest hits for Sony, but I'll definitely take the director's cuts over them charging full price for a port again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm anti-port. Unless you're getting like a throwback game. I don't.
Or it needs to have meaningful enhancements.
Yeah. Not to dwell on it again, but Mario 64,
which is in the news this week.
I figured it'd be a good segue. But also, that's just a shitty port.
Yeah, I agree.
I would honestly say it's more of an emulator, but even that's fucking garbage.
Yeah, I would segue to that, but I just want to talk a little bit about Deathloop.
Yeah.
And we will talk about Deathloop a little bit later on our topic, but this game looks so sick. It looks. Have you played Dishonored?
No, I haven't, but I am fully sold on this after watching the gameplay.
I am begging you to play Dishonored 2. It's on Game Pass.
Okay, I thought it was. Wait, isn't that the one that's on PlayStation in their collection?
What collection?
The PlayStation Now collection.
I don't really.
Plus collection.
I'm not super familiar. But it's on Game Pass, so
okay.
It is easily one of the best games. I probably put it in my top 15 all time. I fucking love that game. And it's the same developer, and you'll get a good vibe of what it looks like Deathloop is. I mean, I streamed this game on Twitch earlier in the year. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that game
where you see when you move forward, when you have the little
yeah,
I don't know, phasing. I don't know what you want to call it. Yeah, I'm really excited for this game, but we won't give too much away because we're talking about that later. What is that a little bit ago that you said about Mario 64? Oh, that's crazy. Because our next news story is it's really hardly a news story. I mostly knew this would piss you off, but Super Mario 64, a 9.8 version of this game. It was given a 9.8 rating. I'm pulling from IGN. Adam Bankhurst wrote this. A sealed copy of Mario 64 has just sold for $1.56 million at an auction, making it the most valuable game collectible of all time. This copy was sold at Heritage auctions, and it broke the record of $870,000 set by a copy of the NES Legend of Zelda just a couple days ago, July 9th.
Bro, and making the owner the dumbest person alive. I mean, are you kidding me? Come on.
Dude, that's
a joke.
Is insane. This is so cool though. Like in the sense that like people put this kind of worth on the history of video games. I think that's really cool. I think it's really weird what is being like popular now, like what is being made, these like Pokemon cards, which I guess kind of always, but they're just like way more now, like Charizard selling for millions of dollars or whatever. Like,
this reminds me more so of that person that spent however many millions on that banana that was duct taped to a wall. That's what this is reminiscent of.
I also, is there a game where if you were, I guess you were a millionaire, you didn't have to worry too much about money. Is there a game in its perfect condition that you would ever pay $1.5 million for?
No shot. I would be, if I was a millionaire, hard pressed to buy $1 million home. I don't understand, like, because most of these games, I mean, you could pay $60 and play it on Switch. Why are you spending that much?
This is not being opened. This is like staying sealed. Even worse. This is being put on a shelf. This is like someone's prized possession.
That's you bought a piece of plastic to put on your wall. I mean, what is this? 1 point whatever million? Come on.
I don't know.
Ridiculous.
I just thought it was interesting that we have
interesting. Yes. Also stupid.
That's fair.
I can't believe that.
Also, something stupid. Cyberpunk 2077 was the best-selling PlayStation 4 game of June. Are you fucking kidding me?
Why do we keep doing this?
So, I'll read a little bit of this. It's from Games Radar. The author is Hiren Cryer. Hirun. I'm very sorry, brother or sister.
Sounds like a fake name.
Also, your last name Cryer. That's gotta. I mean, you were probably bullied a lot when you were younger, and I'm sorry for that. You didn't deserve that. So, Hiren Cryer writes, Sony's warning to customers did not hamper sales. Cyberpunk 2077 was the best-selling PS4 game in June after a 6-month absence from the store. The new data comes straight from the PlayStation blog and shows that CD Projekt's Troubled game was the best-selling PS4 game across both North America and Europe for the month of June. This went on sale June 21st. We talked about this last week, or 2 weeks ago, I forgot.
2 weeks ago. And I said specifically, I think you said it too, don't buy this on PS4.
Yes.
No one listened to us.
It was on sale for 9 days, and it was the highest selling PS4 game. It's just so disappointing when people don't get what they deserve. Now,
who didn't get what they deserved? That's my question.
Cyberpunk, they deserve worse. Our CD Projekt Red, they did not. They don't deserve this. This is like.
I am on board with them, like don't send them death threats and shit like that.
100%, right.
That was 100%, like that was fucked up. However, if you're going to sell your game again with 0 real changes, you don't deserve to be the highest selling game of the month.
It really is just like you're not facing any consequences for what you did. It was deceitful, and so ultimately the way that I look at things is there are no consequences, you're not going to think about this when it comes to the next game.
No.
Like Witcher 4, I'm assuming. I would like to think that they would. I'm sorry, my both of our dogs are interfering with the show. I would like to think that they would learn from this, but if they're looking at this like we've sold 15 plus million copies, people, so other developers would kill for this. So like, what? Okay, I'm good.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah, it really is. I just would really recommend not doing this, not buying this game, especially on PS4. The plus side to this was Ratchet and Clank was the best selling for the PS5.
And that's good.
They deserve that. Last news story of the night, of the day, if you're listening to this in the morning. Phil Spencer was on the Kind of Funny Gamescast for this week. And I really recommend, if you don't know who Phil Spencer is, he's the head of Xbox. I really recommend checking this out. This guy is so fucking cool. Like when you're younger and you think about these, like the head of companies, like head of PlayStation and all, you never would think that like it's a guy like Phil. He's super down to earth. He's like, basically ask me anything. So I would really recommend checking that out. It's Kind of Funny Gamescast. I love Kind of Funny a lot, so I really endorse them. But yeah, so he was on the Gamescast this week, and he talked about how he really liked what PlayStation was doing with the DualSense, and talked about the possibility of them kind of taking those features and putting them in a future Xbox controller or something someday. And the reason I just wanted we don't have to spend too much time on this, but I just really thought this was cool for him, seeing like, yeah, PlayStation killed it with that, and like maybe we'll use some of those features on an Xbox controller if that's what our consumers want.
Yeah, and I mean that's what I was gonna say, is I hope maybe the next big Xbox like upgrade comes with that kind of controller.
Yeah, I don't know. I just listening to that whole show, he's just super down to earth. Like he's just such a cool guy. You would never guess that he is the head of Xbox.
You picture like Bill Gates as being the CEO of all these companies.
Yeah. And this is something that I think Xbox has going for them. They do marketing so well. They over like last weekend they had this stupid I swear like remix for like Game Pass. It was really funny. They're just killing it. And I get that they kind of have to, because they don't technically have the games just yet. But they're selling Game Pass, and they're making Xbox a fun ecosystem to be a part of, and they're making it accessible for everyone. So like,
which Games Pass is there? That's what they're going for more so than anything else.
But once Halo hits, they're off to the races. It's going to be, the games are going to come, and like I said a couple weeks ago, if those games really hit, like if they're all, they end up being, most of them, good games, Xbox is going to be like, I think they're going to be making PlayStation sweat a little bit. Okay, so that's it for the news. We're gonna talk a little bit about Psychonauts, our game club, book club, John Squared Booking Gaming Club. We don't have a name for it yet. Still, so we played a little bit more through that. We got through the Milkman. Got through. What was do you remember what that one was called? The next one?
No. I can't remember. It was a theater one, that's all I know.
Yeah, so what have you been thinking playing a little bit more of this?
The The milkman was fucking nuts. That was wild. One of the most difficult things. Like I didn't expect the jump in difficulty from all the levels leading up to that. But it's the theater. I'm frustrated with myself for not remembering the name of the theater one.
Glorious
that
Theater.
It had the deepest dive into like mental health trouble. It's reminiscent to me, I guess, because it's so topical of just like the Britney Spears stuff, where this woman's life was sort of dictated for her, and it caused her to lose her mind.
Yeah.
Granted, I mean, Britney Spears, I think you and I are both free Britney.
100%. Are you kidding? Yeah. So, dude, this game is so fucking awesome. I'm so upset that I've waited till 2021 to play this. But I'm so happy that I finally did. The Milkman level, when you're running around that neighborhood, is some of the funniest writing in video game. It's so dry and so corny that in a good way. I mean, like the just how blunt all of the workers were, and when you would walk by them, just be like, like when you're walking in the cemetery, and he's just like, "I'm mourning the loss of a loved one." Like it's just, I don't know why it got me every single time. I thought it was hilarious. And even there was one that you walked by. I don't know if you did it because you had to sit there for a minute, but it's the construction worker, and he's just like, look at that woman's breasts, they're large.
Yeah.
Dude, I was dying.
I think I could be wrong, but I think one of the people in the graveyard was playing their flowers like a guitar. They were doing air guitar on it. Like it's just little stuff like that made it so. It made it fun.
Yes. Yeah.
Granted, the puzzle itself was rough, but like the level was fun.
It took me a very long time. It made me feel very stupid, but I ultimately felt like it wasn't unfair. Like it felt like I don't know. Like I felt like it was a fair puzzle. I just think that I'm dumb.
Yeah.
Because even when you get through, when you go through the sewers and you come back up and that person you're getting sniped at, I'm struggling for like 10, 15 minutes trying to figure out and it's just the shield. Like, yeah. And I honestly, go ahead.
I forgot that you had a shield.
Yes.
I told you that it was that and it was the end of that level. The boss fight.
The worst.
That woman. I just completely forgot you have a shield.
Yep. I think this is because I don't want to like sound too like corny or anything saying this, but I feel like as video games have like grown over time, I think a lot of them have like held your hand a little bit more. Yeah. Which is good for accessibility. I 100% support that. Like, for people who can't figure these things out, like me, and this is like hardly a complaint or a criticism. It's just an observation, I guess, that I feel like a lot of games that you play now where you're unlocking abilities and stuff, you like use that ability for that level and then you like usually don't use it again. This game, like, you're using all of your abilities all the time so far. That's what I mean, my experience. Cool. And I guess I'm just not used to it from playing more modern games.
Yeah, because you use it for the level, you unlock it, and then at the final boss fight sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's like it.
But you need prior ones for future boss fights too. So
yeah.
Yeah, I've really been enjoying this, and I am just getting more and more excited for part 2. How excited am I getting? Well, let me introduce you guys to the topic of the show. We are going to go through a list of I guess major games coming out for the rest of the year, since we're like halfway through the year already. And we are going to call this our horny meter. Do you ever get
Amen
horny?
and amen.
Do you ever get horny for video games, guys? Well, you've come to the right place. So the ranking system is going to be out of 5 different ranks. If you are not excited for this game at all, or you do not give a flat flying fuck, you are going to rank this flaccid. If you are interested a little bit, but not really that much, but you are, I mean, you know, you're going to be quarter chub. If you are, if you're definitely interested, you would say, you know, a halfway point, like a 5 out of 10, you're going to give yourself a half chub. If you're excited for a game, but you're not like dying for it, but you're like, yes, I am excited for this. I'll play it day one. You're just going to be hard. If you are about to bust from excitement, you cannot contain yourself. You are like me and consider taking time off of work to play this. You are fully torqued. There's your 5. So flaccid, quarter chub, half chub, hard, fully torqued. Are you ready to do this?
I'm not gonna remember all those. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. We are going to start off with I'm going mostly by the games radar, new games of 2021 and beyond to get excited about, by Heather Wald and Sam Loveridge, but I am going to add like ones. I think there's 1 or 2 that I'm adding. So this upcoming Friday is The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword on Nintendo Switch. John, what is your horny meter for this game?
Soft as baby shit. Flaccid. Not even. Don't care.
Wow. Do you care to explain why?
No. I don't know. I just don't care. I'm not. The only Nintendo game I've ever been like really, really, really big on, outside of like, because Pokemon isn't Nintendo technically.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like Zelda, Breath of the Wild. That's it. I don't. The other ones don't. Don't tickle my fancy.
Yeah, I am I would say hard for this one. I've never played Skyward Sword. I've seen people play it. I am like almost positive I'm going to be picking it up Friday and playing it. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm cautiously optimistic for this because I've loved every 3D Zelda game I've ever played. I just missed this one. So I don't know. I'm excited to check it out. I've heard a lot of people say it's a masterpiece, and I've heard a lot of people say that it's dog shit or the worst 3D Zelda game. But the worst 3D Zelda game is still a lot better than a lot of other games. So I'm gonna go with hard for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Then we got 12 Minutes. Have you heard of this game?
No.
This game is coming out on PC and Xbox One or Series X through backward compatibility. August 19th, sorry. August 19th. This is, I guess, kind of like a roguelike. So you're playing a husband and your wife comes home from work and she has a plan for you. A romantic evening. She's got dessert planned. The police knock on your door, accuse your wife of killing her husband or her father 8 years ago, arrest her and kill you. So these loops are 12 minutes each. And you retain knowledge of past loops. So once you're killed, you start the loop over again, but you can do things in your little apartment to break the loop or get out of this somehow alive. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a game that I don't think I normally would be super hyped for. It's going to be on Game Pass. So I'm definitely going to check it out. It looks interesting enough. This looks like a really good game to stream, honestly. But I'm going to give this half chub for myself.
I think I agree with that. I'll probably check it out just because that seems interesting, and then, I mean, I don't have to spend money on it.
Yeah. Do you
It's always
you
a plus.
remember like online games where you like click and drag things and interact with things like that? It like has that like style to it. But yeah, I'm definitely interested to check it out. It may be something that I sit down with Lauren and play. Just it looks, I don't know. It looks really cool. I'm interested. Half chub for that. Next, we got Psychonauts 2, dropping August 25th on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. I thought that this game was coming exclusively to Xbox and PC. But it will be on Game Pass day one. John, how horny are you?
I think I'm bricked up.
As in hard,
yeah,
or
I'm fully torqued.
Oh, you're fully torqued. So there's a difference between hard and fully torqued.
No, so bricked up is essentially, it's fully torqued.
Okay.
It's as hard as you can get,
Yeah. I'm definitely I'm gonna give hard for this one. I want to finish Psychonauts 1, and I'm wondering like what it's going to be. Like I don't know where Rasputin is left at the end of part 1. So but I'm very excited, and I will be playing it day one on Game Pass.
Yeah.
The next game we got is Kena Bridge of Spirits, dropping on PS4, PS5, and the Epic Games Store on PC. August 28th. Do you know much about this game?
I feel like the name sounds familiar, but I don't.
It's a
can't place it.
It almost looks like a Pixar movie. It was shown at the State of Play when the PS5 was announced. You're playing as I think, I don't know how young she is. It's a girl who has like an arrow. It almost like felt like a Breath of the Wild type vibe.
Oh, I remember us in our group chat talking about this being Brave.
Oh yeah. Any interest?
What's the second level?
Quarter chub.
Yes, I would give it quarter chub.
This game for me is fully fucking torqued. I cannot wait for this game. I was so hyped for this. I was really bummed when it got delayed, but I really hope it makes that August 28th release game. I am so excited for this. This game the art style looks insane. It looks very Zelda inspired. But yeah, just from the little that we've seen of it, I'm so fucking excited, man. I'm fully torqued for this one. Honestly, might take the Friday off that it comes out and play it all day. Yeah, that's how I'm ready.
Jeez.
Yeah, I've been kind of waiting for this one. This is being made by Ember Lab. They did a Zelda Majora's Mask it's a short film. I don't know if it's considered a fan film, but it was just really cool, like artistic short film of Majora's Mask. That looks really sick. And if this game really does end up looking the way it does in trailers, my God, man, this is awesome. Fully torqued for Kena Bridge of Spirits. The next game we got is Riders Republic snowboarding game, coming out September 2nd on PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Google Stadia. Ubisoft game. John.
Damn, pretty hard. I'm a sucker for extreme sports, like X Games type stuff. Tony Hawk Skate, snowboarding games, like SSX Tricky. That's my shit.
Yeah. Um, I'm leaning towards Quarter Chub for this. Um, I, I'm between Flaccid and Quarter Chub for this one. Um,
Fair. My thing is because it's gonna be on Game Pass. Like I'm not worried about spending money.
is
If
it
I
going
had
to
to
be?
pay,
Is it going to be on Game Pass?
I would assume, if not right away, then at some point.
Um,
That's so. If it's not, then my rating's going down. But the idea of playing a game like that without spending the $60-$70 seems pretty nice.
I'm just trying to look this up. I don't see anything about it being on Game Pass.
All right, well, then I want to knock that down to
I-
Flaccid.
I could be wrong. Wow, you were being
If I gotta
hard.
pay money, I don't want to play it anymore. Simple as
Holy
that.
shit, that went down quick. Oh my god. It's like when you're watching porn and the guy shows his face or makes a really weird noise, you're just like,
Yeah, but that's
"Ugh."
always when you come. Not that I know because I've never watched porn. I'm a good Christian boy,
Oh,
but I'm assuming
right.
from what I've heard, you always come as soon as you see the guy's big balls or face.
Next game we got is Life is Strange True Colors. This is a it's a story-driven narrative-based game. It's coming to PS5, PS4, PC, Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, and Google Stadia on September 10th. This will be on Game Pass. Have you played any of these games before?
No. I've seen them, but I've never gotten into them.
Yeah, I'll give Quarter Chop for this because I'm interested in the series. I definitely want to check it out. These narrative driven games have kind of been like on my radar for a little bit. And
Yeah.
my like entry into these style games, I guess, is well, I played like Walking Dead Telltale a long time ago. But mostly it's Until Dawn and Dark Pictures games. This is a game that. Go ahead.
That's the only reason why I'm kind of interested. It's just Tales from the Borderlands really did something to me where I like those games now.
Yeah, these are the kind of games where you like kind of want to sit down with somebody or stream them. I feel like it's way more fun to like. It's almost like watching a show, obviously, that you make the decisions for. Next is Deathloop, launching September 14th, PS5, timed exclusive, and PC. You're giving it the fully torqued?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give this fully torqued as well. Like I said, Dishonored 2 is one of my favorite games ever. So I'm so excited for this game. I'm in day one, and yeah, I'm really interested to see how this plays out and like the Juliana thing where she is trying to ruin your game. She's trying to come in and kill you. I don't know if I'll leave on the option for her to like for another player to join your game and try to kill you. Maybe I'll try and see what that's about if it's too much. But I'm so fucking ready, dude. This game looks so sick. The more I don't want to see any more of it though. I've seen so much of it. I'm just ready for it to come out in September. I'm down. I'm fully in, fully torqued.
Well, that like the 7-minute preview got me sucked in because I wasn't really that interested before that. But then in the end, where she said like he didn't remember her, but she knew him, and it sounded like there's something a lot deeper there. That got me in.
Yeah. So you agree fully torqued though?
Oh yeah. Rock hard.
Let's go, baby. Next up, we got Rainbow Six Extraction. 3-player. Wow.
You hear the rest? Flaccid. Don't care.
Wow.
I didn't mean to cut you off like that. I was just.
Well, I'm glad that you did. I wish you had a little bit more to say so I could decide.
I think it's going to be another Rainbow Six game. And another way that Ubisoft is going to steal money from gamers.
This game, if this was a 4 or 5 player squad, I'd probably be hard for it. I think the the squads of 3 against and like PCs, I think it's a game that I would be interested in. If, like I said, if it had more players. I just don't play with a small group of people that often, but the game looks really cool. It looks like you have to actually think what you're gonna do. It's almost like rivaling Back for Blood, where this is the more tactical, like because it is like zombies or infected or some kind of thing like that. I'll go quarter chub for it. I'll at least be interested. I there's no way I pick it up day one. I really hope that they expand it and offer the ability to play with more people. But I just am gonna keep my eye on it, I guess.
This is, I mean, they're going to eventually when they realize they can make more money.
Yeah.
That's what they do. But this is, I mean, it's not necessary.
Yeah. So next we got Far Cry 6. Coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X/S, and PC. John.
I'd say hard. The last bit of gameplay we saw looked like it came off of a PS4, which was very upsetting.
Hey, some of that shit looks like it's like PS3.
Yeah.
One of the trailers and E3 looked so bad.
Yeah, and that's what I was so excited for it until then. It's like I don't want to pay $70 for a game that looks like shit.
Yeah,
Plus, they're like they made Cuba, but don't want to get political with like.
They took that back. They took it back and
did
said
they?
that it is political. Yeah.
Well, I would imagine so because they got a lot of shit for that because they do it all the time.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. I'm gonna say hard. I when this game was first announced and they showed Giancarlo Esposito as the main villain, I was fully torqued. And
Yeah.
they have done nothing but, I mean, I also have that nasty taste in my mouth that from that it's just Ubisoft. I don't want to support them.
No, I mean, how could you?
Yeah.
Honestly.
But I've always loved Far Cry games. Far Cry 3 is one of my favorite games ever made. I love Giancarlo Esposito. I love everything that he's done. He just plays that calm, arrogant bad guy so perfectly. Like,
Yeah.
and I think he's gonna make for a perfect Far Cry. I did not really care for Far Cry 5. I thought it was okay. The beginning of the game was kind of good, but it went on too long, and the villain just didn't do it for me. I forgot his name, but he's basically like, the guy that you see drinking a craft beer, at any bar you walk into. But yeah, I still am excited for it. Just because I love Far Cry, I love the series, and I'll play this day one. So
I might play it like the weekend of. I don't think I'm jumping day one.
yeah. So the next game, can't wait to hear your thoughts on this. Metroid Dread for the Nintendo Switch, October 8th. First 2D Metroid game in 19 years, John.
Oh, really? You know
Yes.
when the last time I played a Metro game was?
What?
Never played one.
Okay.
So
All right.
don't care.
Flaccid?
It looks interesting, but not interesting enough to spend $60 on it. I think that's what I said right after Nintendo's thing at E3 too. Is like, some of their games look fun, but they don't look like they're worth $60.
This game for me, I'm like leaning between. Hold on one second. I'm leaning between uh quarter and half, Chubb. I need to see more of it. 100%.
Yeah.
I need to see more. Um, the art style and everything looks really cool. I like from what I've seen. I guess I'm leaning towards half Chubb, just because it just looks like I don't play a lot of 2D platforming games, but this really does look like it's something that I feel like if it's 12 to 15 hours or very replayable, I'm definitely down. I just got to see a little bit more for it. I'm interested. Could move up to hard. We'll see. Um, but yeah, like I said, just need to see a little bit more of it,
Yeah.
and I'm sure we will closer to release date in October, October 8th, if I didn't say that. Obviously, exclusively Nintendo Switch. Ain't no one else getting Metroid. Next up on the list, we got Back for Blood coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X/X, and PC. John.
Fully torqued. No,
Wow.
actually, hard. Take that back a little bit. I love these games so much. And I've been looking forward to this since they announced it.
I am fully torqued for Back for Blood. Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 are playing those with various friend groups are some of the most like memorable experiences in my life with people that like I played this with my wife before she was even my girlfriend. I played this with I played this with my now brother-in-laws. I played this with Zach. I played this with my cousin. I play this with a friend from school. Like these games are just like couch co-op games where you're sitting there, you're screaming because you're down, or you're screaming because you're seeing something you haven't seen for like. Obviously, this doesn't have couch co-op, which stinks. But we've kind of evolved to that point where we're probably not doing that anyways. But
I think I would be fully torqued if it was more than 4 players, like 5 to 6, which I know is a lot to ask, but I'm somewhere in between the two. And even the thrill of having a tank or a witch charge at you.
Yes.
I am so excited.
Just hearing that screech. And I like that they have a lot more operators or characters to play as.
Yeah.
And also the fact that this is coming to Game Pass day 1 is fucking awesome, dude. I'm so in. I can't wait for this. I'm ready.
Is it cross-platform?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep. Yeah, so next on October 20 or so Back for Blood was October 12th, if I didn't say that before. I think that I am, but I can't remember because my brain doesn't work that well. October 22nd, 2021. Battlefield 2042. PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PC. What do you got for me?
Flaccid.
Fully flaccid.
Yeah, I mean, when what is it, 150 like people lobbies?
Something like that. 128.
Yeah, and half of them are going to be bots. Only
multiplayer. If they can't find the people to fill the lobbies, then yes, it'll be filled with bots.
Right, so you're paying $60, $70 to play in a lobby that's going to have a decent number of bots regardless. I mean, that really is what threw me off from it. I was excited just looking at it, and then I heard that, and it's like I don't need to spend money on another Warzone.
Yeah, this for me, like when it was first announced, I was like half. I'm down to quarter. Like slowly, it's slowly coming down to a full flaccid cock. I just the more I see, and the more that comes out about it, I just feel like they're getting this wrong. There's so many, there's just like, why would I rather play this than Warzone, which is free to play?
Yeah,
You have not given me a reason for that yet.
that's what it comes down to. I mean, I saw some. I don't know if it couldn't have been from that Battlefield unless they released like beta, but it was someone taking down a building.
Mm-hmm.
Like just enough rocket launchers made a building collapse with
Right.
people on it. That was interesting. Not interesting enough for $60.
That's like every Battlefield game.
Yeah.
So as someone who like when well, I guess I went from Xbox 360 to PS4, but from that generation, I was a Call of Duty player for Xbox 360. Then I moved to Battlefield when the PS4 came out, and I didn't go back to Call of Duty until Modern Warfare. I like Battlefield a lot. I thought it was like you said in the video that you saw, if there's people camping in a building, you just blow it up. Like there's ways to combat that. And I think Battlefield kind of fell off as EA kind of went downhill. So did Battlefield. Man, if this was free to play,
Yeah.
it would do a lot for it, because then you don't even have to worry about the bots, because you have a lot more people trying this out.
Or if you didn't charge, well, it's gonna be $70 on PS5.
I believe so, yeah.
If you didn't charge that, like you charged 50, $60, that's different. It's a different story.
I don't know. I don't know if it would move the needle for me. I just and like I said, I'm not like committing to Flaccid, you know, or I said I was quarter. Sorry, I'm not. I'm opening myself up for it. You know, I'm giving them one of them, like maybe I like they could do something to get me excited if I see more gameplay, or like if they release an open beta for everyone to play and I play it and I'm like, holy shit, this actually is insane. I'm open to it, but I'm not ruling anything out. But right now I'm at quarter.
If they show the video game equivalent to Fat Milkers, that can move the needle.
Then yeah, we're moving our respective needles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Next up, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Xbox Series X/S, PS5, PS4. They put Xbox Series on here twice. Xbox One and PC, October 26th. John, where are we at here?
I'm in between a quarter and a half, because Avengers left a bad taste in my mouth.
Damn.
I don't trust them to make a good game.
This is not the same developers.
Isn't it using the same engine and stuff though?
Yes, but it's not the same developers.
So,
same publisher, different developers.
I'll confidently say half. It'll just bump it up there.
I'm gonna give this a hard. I'm when I saw this, I was so excited, dude. Like,
yeah.
I am generally a single player gamer. I enjoy the single player experiences more than anything else. Like, we obviously play multiplayer with our friends, but not as often as I play single player games. So the fact that this is just it's focused on the story. It looked a little rough around the edges, but I'm willing to give this a shot. It's so sick that they have a full soundtrack for it, and Guardians of the Galaxy is one of my favorite Marvel properties in general. So I'm excited for this. I'm definitely giving this a shot. I'll probably be picking this up day one, unless come October 25th, the day before or something, people are like, holy shit, this is awful, don't buy this. Then I'm maybe, I'm backing down a little bit, but as of right now, I'm ready to pick this up day one. Age of Empires I'm not going to touch. I it's hard to even talk about this. What is Stray, the cat game for PS5, PS4, and PC. Um, I have not seen nearly enough of this to really give
No.
a horny meter on. Um,
I think all
but
we can say is that it's coming this year.
this says October 2021. I haven't heard anything, so I just don't really know for sure. But I'm just intrigued. I won't even give this a rating, but uh yeah. I'm at least intrigued by it. It looks charming enough that I'm excited to see a little bit more revealed about it. I thought for sure it would be in the state of play last week, which I was shocked that it wasn't.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Forza Horizon 5. That's coming November 9th. Are you super into or even kind of into like, these racing games?
Not really. I mean, I might give it a shot if it's on Game Pass, but
Day one?
yeah. So I mean, I might give it a shot, but it's not something I'm crazy excited about.
I will say that when they showed this at the E3 presentation, I was blown away
Yeah.
by the graphics. These like racing games in general are like the showcases for like graphics, like that and they always are like launch titles with systems. Um this looks amazing. I've never been a racing guy. Other than Mario Kart, which I don't know why I play because it only results in pain. Um, I'll give quarter. I've never played a Forza game, so maybe I got to try one of them out. For I heard 4 was great. All of them are on Game Pass. Maybe I gotta at least give this a shot. I think. But yeah, like I said, I'm not really like crazy into racing games, but I am willing to try it out. Give it a download, try it out. If I hate it, just delete it, move on with my life. Shit. John froze. All right, we figured out John's technical error. Next up,
The cone of shame.
I hate it. Next up, we got Dying Light 2. How interested or do you even know anything about this?
Horror game, right?
Yeah, zombies, parkour, the usual.
I didn't know there was parkour. Now I'm interested.
You didn't play? Did you? You didn't know anything about Dying Light 1?
I don't
The first
think I
one?
played Dying Light. No.
This is a game that like I played for a little bit. I don't know why it just did not grab me the way that I thought it would. It has all the makings of a game that I would love. But I don't know. I want to revisit it maybe before the second one, and then I'd be interested. So I'd probably say I'll go quarter chub for this one. I at least got my eye on it. This is coming to PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Obviously, backward compatible with the new consoles on December 7th. But yeah, check it out. The first one.
I have an issue with games coming out for PS4 and Xbox One. Does that make me a bad person?
What is the problem?
Well, like if they're being developed for those consoles and then have to get patches later on to make them more suited for the newer consoles, that just seems.
Yeah, I guess my thought is if like I think COVID just affected everything.
Yeah.
If they make a PS4 or an Xbox game, but then like unlock the frame rate, so like if it plays at 30 frames on past gen, but there's enhancements still, even though it's still a PS4 version, like God of War, Last of Us Part 2, Ghost of Tsushima before the director's cut. There were enhancements that the PS5 could take advantage of, but it still technically was a PS4 based like game. So, like games that are still running at 30 frames per second and stuff, I generally, ever since I built my gaming PC, I'm a frame rate nerd. So just get out of here with the 30 frames. I don't want to see it. I don't want to. No thanks. You don't have to rank Dying Light if you don't want to, just because you didn't know.
You said zombies are the parkour, so I'll give it a quarter chub just for that.
Okay. Next, the co-main event. We have Halo Infinite coming to PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X/X. Not a confirmed date, but it was said. Phil Spencer has said that it is going to be holiday 2021. Go ahead, John.
I'd say I'm pretty hard for this. So my thing, and this is a me issue, because I haven't played any of the Halo games.
Just briefly, Halo 1.
I played like an hour with you of the first one, and that was it. Once I play through those, that might go up to fully torqued. But until then, I think I'm hard. I mean, it looks incredible.
Yeah, I am beyond fully torqued. I am so fucking excited.
Oh, you busting?
I'm about to bust.
Oh, wow.
Halo for me is one of those games where when I was younger, in 2002, little 7-year-old John thought he was getting away with some badass shit because I was just playing a gun. This John.
Okay.
I thought I was like, I'm playing a mature game. I'm playing this with my cousin, like my cousins, my friends. I'm playing split screen. It's kind of like the Left 4 Dead type thing. This is like my earliest memories of playing shooter games. And it's just had such a big impact on my gaming life, which is more important than my actual life. Just kidding, Lauren. I love you. I am so ready for Halo. I am just praying to the video game gods that this is good. They need this. They need this game to hit. I need this game to hit. I need this game to be my go-to multiplayer game for the next couple years. I'm so ready for it to be that. I love all Halos except Halo 5. I'm just ready. I could not be more excited for this.
No one's talking about the possibility of it being a big fat stinker.
No one wants to. Other than like weird PlayStation fanboys, like nobody wants this to be a bust.
This could be a fat dookie.
I can't even put the energy out into my world. I just can't do it. I refuse.
Enough for the both of us, quite honestly.
I refuse. All right. Are you ready for this next one?
I hope so.
Jurassic World Evolution 2.
No.
I was saying I couldn't be any more hard for a game than Halo.
Please don't.
I could not be any more soft for a game.
I thought you were going to turn that the other way.
I do not give a fuck about this game. I saw a lot of hype online on Twitter when this was announced. I didn't even know there was a Jurassic World Evolution 1. No thanks.
The last Jurassic Park game I saw was from like 1999. And like, it was fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I'd rather dig up fossils in Animal Crossing again than ever. Look, and like my Switch is dusty. I haven't touched that shit in so long. Who gives a shit? I mean, Jurassic Park is a bad idea, both in real life practicality and in video game format. Who fucking cares? What do you do? Do you get to fight the dinosaurs? Do you get to fuck them? What happens?
Now wait a minute. That would be the only way you could get me to give even like a little bit of shit about this game. But actually, the actual main event is a game that we don't know 100% if it's coming this year, but it has been talked about as being aimed for holiday 2021, coming to PS4 and PS5. Guerrilla Games Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah.
I'm going to go first here. I lied when I said I couldn't be any more horny for a game. because
There we go.
this is the game. This is what like my year is centered around, you know? Like when this was announced and I knew this was coming this year, it was like I put this on a calendar even though I don't know when it's coming out, but when I get that release date, that is like when I have a shitty day, I get to think Horizon Forbidden West coming and I get to play this year. That's how excited I am. The first game was so fucking good. And from what we saw from that state of play, oh my god, dude, this is going to be a I think a near perfect game. I think they're gonna really they're gonna learn from everything from Zero Dawn, and this is just gonna be like, oh god, dude, I cannot fucking wait. Fully torqued, obviously. I took Viagra and it's not going away. That's where I am with this game, 100%.
If it lasts more than 4 hours, you might want to go to the ER.
It's gonna last. It's gonna last around 40 hours. That's how long it took me to beat Zero Dawn.
Oh my god, your dick gonna explode.
And if this is the cause, I'm in. Go ahead, John.
Unfortunate for you. I haven't finished the first one, but it's because I was streaming it and then I took a break. Please stop. Please. All right.
Put the cone of shame back on.
I stopped streaming because I had some stuff going on.
Yeah.
And then other games came out. But I'm gonna finish it, and I loved it while I was playing it. And I would say I am so if the meter is like fully torqued is here, I'd say I'm about here. Like upwards in a good way. I am so fucking excited. The only thing they really had to fix was the climbing, and they did that.
From what we saw, yeah, it did look like they did.
Yeah. And even the combat looks even better, which I mean it was already good.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. Oh, I can't fucking wait. So that's it. That's the end of the list. Oh wait, actually, we'll give a encore. Because for some reason this wasn't included, but we have Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes also coming. Wow.
Is the other game coming too?
That's early next year.
Okay. Diamond and Pearl, I'd say I am. This is a weird one where I'm really excited, but I don't think I can go past hard.
That's fair.
Just because we've played them, you know. I am excited though.
This is coming November 19th, 2021. Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl.
Which one are you getting?
Probably Diamond.
All right, I'll get Pearl then.
Yeah, I'll probably go Diamond. Man.
I thought you were frozen for a second. I have to drive over the cone of shame.
I'll go hard. I just love Pokemon. I love that world. Obviously, I never beat this game. I never beat it. Yeah. So it's almost like getting to play a new game. I feel like if the art style was a little different, I could give this a torqued. But it's honestly I'm like half leaning towards hard. Or hard on like leaning towards half, you know? Like I just think the art style is very
old.
I guess, yeah, it's like I don't know.
If they did it like Sword and Shield. Or like that is it Arceus?
Yeah. Arceus, I don't know what it is.
We're not nerds. We have sex, all right? We don't need to know.
Yeah, we don't talk about video games every week for an hour plus. The fuck? Fucking what were you saying?
Talk about it anymore.
You said, just kidding. I'm selling every video game console I own. I fucking hate video games. They're for nerds. I only talk to women.
I don't live in my mom's house anymore. I got one thing going for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if it was more like that even, just like the newer.
Mhm.
I can't say. I don't even want to call it the newer style because they've only done it for one game.
Yeah.
Now it'll be 2 next year, but if they did it in that style, I think it would be. I'd be even more excited.
Yeah. Um, we're on the same page for a lot of these. A couple you were more excited for, than a couple I was more excited for. But yeah, if everything hits the way it's supposed to this year, I feel weird saying that I hope things don't get delayed, because ultimately, if it needs to get delayed, if Horizon needs to get delayed, I would hope I would rather get delayed and be perfect when it comes out. But I hope everything plays out the way it is kind of set right now. But then
I mean,
next year is going to be, I think, even crazier.
well, you're kicking off the year with the Pokemon game, with the new God of War.
Maybe, yeah.
Well, that was supposed to come out this year, and they pushed it, so I'd have to assume it would be like around March of next year.
I guess April. That's my guess for God of War is April.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, I'm just excited that we got a lot of good shit headed our way. And maybe even more we don't know about. We have maybe a state of play coming. Most of those games I think will be for 2022. But like Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut coming out in August, like we have other stuff that we don't know about just yet. But obviously we'll touch on in future episodes.
Isn't there a new Call of Duty coming out at the end of this year?
Every year.
Next year?
Every year. Yeah. Call of Duty comes out every year. Yep.
I just want to take a moment to shit on that too and say I'm fucking flaccid for it.
The only reason we didn't talk about it is because there's not like they didn't actually announce it yet. So, yeah, it's weird that that list left out on Diamond and Pearl, but yeah, those are at least the major releases, and like I said, I'm really excited. So that's going to be it for the show tonight. Appreciate people tuning in. If you got this far, thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. You are a king or queen, or both if you want to.
You can be whatever you want.
You can be whatever
you want us to call us.
If you made it this far, you can literally, I'll call you whatever. Make sure you guys tune in every week. Every Friday on YouTube and podcast services around the world.
Give us that 5-star. Hit that subscribe.
Yes. Subscribe and like if you're on YouTube. If you're on a podcast service, give us a good review. If you only have negative things to say, then just go on with your life.
No. You can give the negative review if you give us 5 stars.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
we'll go with that. Give us 5 stars. That's the caveat.
Yes. Or give us constructive criticism. You don't have to be mean. Like.
I don't take that. I think we're doing everything right.
Okay, all right.
Just find us on Twitter and TikTok, because those are the only 2 platforms that
I will link. Really I will link the Twitter and the TikTok in the description going forward. I got to get better about those things. But yes, tune in every Friday for more episodes. We appreciate you all. Thank you. Till next week, stay horny, stay hydrated. Peace.